You don't need to do anything special nor become anyone to be powerful. The reality is that you already are powerful. You just need some mindset shifts so you believe that you are powerful. Hi, my name is Greta and welcome to my podcast. In this episode, I'm going to tell you about different mindset shifts and different things and tools and action steps, what you can do to understand what is taking your power away and how you can gain power. And this is lifetime investment. These mindset shifts are lifetime investment for you, for your self-trust, self-acceptance, self-confidence, self-love, and so on. Power begins where permission ends. The moment you stop waiting for someone else to validate your truth is when you step into your power. I recently had this situation with this person that was actually a very long period of time where I was trying to prove my truth, prove my feelings to this person, say that I was hurt. Can't you understand that I was hurt? Can't you see that I'm hurt from this situation? And I was going into loops and loops and loops in a way, trying to get this person's validation from my own experience, my own truth. But the reality is that no one will understand you like you understand you. So there's no point in chasing that approval all the time, right? But also I realized I don't need permission to validate my own feelings or to validate my own experience or to validate the situations that I've been through. Why would I need someone else's approval of my own experience? I should give that approval to myself, okay? There's this one saying, if you want to make the wrong decision, ask everybody else. Because we think that the external validation will make us stronger in the decisions or in feelings that we're feeling, okay? But that's not the reality. You're searching for someone else so you can take that validation. Why are you doing those extra steps? Just give yourself the validation that you seek from other people. Period. Everything is already inside of you. If you're searching for answers, that means you already know the answer. Okay? When you're constantly searching for external validation, external approval, that's when you're giving your power away. Because other people can influence you, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you make your decisions. And it never works. Not one person has lived a day in your life. So what do they know about what's best for you? Even if you think or they think that they know what's best for you, you know what's best for you. The answer is already within you. Stop bleeding energy into injustice. I'm the kind of person, I'm a Libra first of all, but I'm the kind of a person I feel very, very deeply. I feel very, very strongly and I have huge amounts of empathy. So when there is a situation, when there is injustice, I feel very, very, very strongly. And I can ruminate over that situation for months and months and months. And the reality is that it's not helping me in the slightest because justice will be served. And there's nothing I can do, nothing I can say, nothing how I can react or behave that will make justice happen. Because the only thing that can make justice happen is the universe. Sometimes when injustice happens to us, we tend to cling on to this and we tend to take it very, very personal. But the reality is that that's how we give our power away, by constantly replaying that situation in our heads. And how we gain our power back is when injustice happens to us. We feel all the feelings. We accept the situation that has happened. We let go and we surrender. That's when you take your power. When your energy is no longer tied to the situation is when you are in your power. When you're constantly ruminating about that same situation that happened months ago, years ago, you're constantly giving away your energy. You will be left out drained and stuck. So heal, feel, and let go. Justice will be served no matter what. Karma doesn't skip anyone. Anyone. Karma will come, and that is a fact. And people who go out of their ways to do revenge, I think is not only it's unnecessary, but you're adding negative karma basically. You're constantly reinforcing this energy cord with the situation or with this person by getting revenge. You think, oh, I'm gonna get them back. What you're actually is doing is reinforcing this energy. So stop seeking any revenge. Stop seeking justice. Justice will come. Radical accountability is infinite power. The most powerful person in the room is who can say, I messed up without shame. When you can take accountability for your actions, for your words, for your behaviors, nothing can touch you and you're fully in your power. You need to understand how powerful it is to take accountability. Accountability is extremely, extremely powerful, but it's very hard. It's very, very hard to own up to your mistakes, to own up to your wrongdoings, to ask for forgiveness, to forgive yourself, to surrender. But it must be done. If you want to be powerful, if you want to be in your authentic self, then you have to take accountability. You need to learn how to take accountability for little things, for big things, in your work, in your personal relationships, in your relationship with yourself. The most important thing is stop shaming yourself. Stop guilting yourself. It's not getting you anywhere. You made that mistake. It's okay. You are human. Remind yourself, I am human. I am allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed to learn from my mistakes. I'm allowed to move on. Guilting and shaming yourselves will do nothing for us. When these emotions come up, feel them, because it's important to not run away from your emotions, but feel them, because you never really can outrun anything, okay? Let it be. Feel them and try to understand what is the shame or guilt trying to show me, trying to teach me. Is it that I have to forgive myself more? Is it that I have to accept myself more? When people take accountability and they are very aware of their wrongdoings and they do differently, nothing can touch them. I will tell you a bit of a story from my own life. After my last relationship, there was a lot of mistakes that I did. At first, it was very hard for me, and I was punishing myself constantly by shaming myself, guilting myself, how could I ever do this? How could I ever hurt someone like this? And etc., etc. The reality is that I didn't know any better. And the reality is that if I did know better, I would do better. And I'm a real life example that now I know better and I do better, okay? If I don't take accountability, I'm very, very fragile and I'm very vulnerable and I'm very open to be wounded. And anyone can go and anyone can make a story. And you will go on this defense constantly, but you will look more and more and more guilty. When you don't look guilty is when you can own up to your BS, say, yes, I did that. And yes, I'm sorry that I hurt you and I'm sorry that I hurt myself in the process. But I have since learned, I've healed, and I moved on. And that is no longer who I am. Who I am is who I am right now. But I can still take accountability for that action I did months ago, years ago, whatever. That is power. Now, no one can go and easily influence you or manipulate you or gaslight you because you know who you are on your good side and on your bad side. And you can accept both of those sides. You can accept all the good parts about yourself. You can accept all the bad parts of yourself. and now you're whole. Accountability frees you. You no longer have to constantly defend yourself. Why are you punishing me? I already have punished myself enough, okay? And I will not tolerate you coming in and punishing me again and again and again. You do not have that power over me because I know what I did wrong. I know ins and outs of my wrongdoings, of my mistakes. I know ins and outs of my shadow, of my bad parts. You have no privilege to come into my life and say that I did this and that wrong when I know what I did wrong and I can stand on it. I can stand on that truth. And also, when you take accountability, that is your opportunity to heal and to learn. Because if you don't want to repeat certain patterns, certain people patterns, thought patterns, behavioral patterns, emotional patterns, then you need to take accountability because that is an opportunity for you to learn from those patterns, to recognize those patterns, learn, and move on and rearrange. If we don't take accountability, that means we're not really aware of the lessons that universe is trying to give us through this situation. Every emotion is raw material. Anger can become clarity, grief can become art, and fear can become courage. I already touched on this, but I want to go a bit more in depth in this because this is very, very important. This is Alchemy 101. This is how you can take anything negative and turn into gold. Okay? This is powerful. And once you learn how to alchemize negative emotions, negative experiences, you will be unstoppable. My therapist doesn't really like when I label different emotions as negative or positive. Because the reality is that no emotion is negative nor positive. Okay? As I talked about a bit in my previous episode, is good thing, bad thing, who knows? You never know when an ugly thing can turn into a blessing or when a blessing can turn into an ugly thing. Okay? So you never know when a negative emotion can turn into most beautiful things. Like we all know these stories. Like my wife died and then I wrote the song and it went viral and I became a superstar and now I'm a millionaire and all of these things, right? Because they used that grief to what? To create. We are little creators. Whatever we feel, that's why it's important to feel. That's why it's important to not run away from your feelings and heavy feelings, strong feelings, the feelings that constantly return. They're trying to show you something. They're trying to teach you something. What is the lesson in this emotion? Ask yourself, what is the gold in this emotion? What is it trying to teach me? And you will find insane answers. You will find a direct path to your highest path, to your highest self. That's why when people say all answers are within you, because they are. Your thought patterns, your emotional patterns, your behavioral patterns are trying to tell you something. Ask yourself, what is it? What is it that this emotion, this thought pattern is trying to show me? What do I need to change in my thought patterns? It's important that you feel these emotions, but don't dwell in them. Because again, when you dwell in them, you're giving away your power. Sometimes a lot of people can get addicted to depression, addicted to sadness, to madness, and then they blame everyone else. But it's like you're choosing now to dwell in these emotions. Stop choosing it. You have a choice to stop choosing it. So choose that. Make a decision that you feel them the last time, that you feel them completely the last time, and then you ask yourself, you go and journal or just ask yourself out loud and have a talk, have a conversation with yourself about this. And magic will appear. And that's how you will go into your power. That's how you can build also self trust. because you allow yourself finally to feel those emotions, and you allow yourself finally to understand what they're trying to show you. Emotions are a beautiful thing, they're very, very strong. You need to understand that our thoughts create our emotions, or emotions create our physical reality. So if you don't like your physical reality, something needs to change in your emotions. But how do we change our emotions? By feeling them. Once you feel them and you understand them, and then your heart aligns with your brain, and then you start reprogramming your brain, then your emotions change, and then your physical reality changes. That's how you can manifest. I will make a separate video about manifestation, but the easiest way you can manifest is feel the emotions you want to feel from that manifestation. Okay? Emotions are very, very, very powerful, so use them. Why are you constantly letting your emotions use you, control you? Use your emotions to become better, healthier, wiser. Let's stop labeling our emotions as negative or positive. For example, I get extremely mad about something. I realize that I'm purging out poison, okay? I'm purging out left up energy in me. So I'm not labeling it as something negative. I'm growing, I'm healing. When I'm crying, when I'm having like intense breakdowns, when something happens and I'm bawling my eyes out, it's release. I'm releasing. When I'm laughing, I'm in the present moment. So I recognize these things. I don't label them, oh, I'm crying, so I'm sad now, so everything should be bad and my life is bad. No, you are great. You're doing great. You're doing the best you can. That is already an achievement. Keep feeling, keep going, and keep being curious. Over explaining is self betrayal. As I mentioned also before in this episode, that there was this situation where I was constantly over explaining myself, over explaining, this is my truth, this is how I'm feeling, why don't you understand? But the reality is that someone who truly loves you, sees you, understands you, and supports you will understand you from the first time. After third, fourth, fifth time, you are choosing to not understand me. You are choosing to invalidate my experience and my emotions. So why should you be in my life even? You're not a friend to me. Why should you be in my life if you constantly invalidate my emotions? I constantly show up and I'm there for you, and I validate your experience and I validate your emotion. If you can be reciprocal in that way to me when I need it the most, I don't ask for it 24/7. I ask for it in the moment when I need it the most, and you can't be there when I need you the most, then why are you here? Let them go. Let them not understand. Let them be wrong. Let them invalidate you. Let them. Let them go. When you're constantly over explaining yourself over and over and over, that's how you give your power away. Because again, you're kind of seeking that external validation. Maybe it's not even about external validation. You just want that friend to understand you and see you. But you going loops is just giving your power away, is giving your energy away. Your most powerful is that I explained it to you the first time. I explained it to you the second time, and you're still not getting it. I'm leaving. Boundary. Boundary. Okay? You're not getting it. I'm leaving. I don't need friends or partners or business partners or whoever it is to go constantly in loops, okay? Because there will be someone who will understand. There will be someone who will support me. So I rather focus on these people, okay, than someone who I need to go on loops and loops and loops with. I'm constantly giving my power away. And you are strong in your power when you can just walk away from someone like that. Going in loops and chasing that person's understanding will only drain you, will only keep you stuck. Let it go and let them. Maybe they will come to their senses, maybe. But that's not your job to do. Your job is to leave when someone disrespects you. Your job is to stand on your own truth and validate your own feelings and your own experience, okay? So if you're waiting for someone to do that for you, that's not gonna happen. Yes, there will be people who will understand you better than some, who will see you and support you better than some. But you always need to choose yourself first. You don't get me, I'm out. Why should I chase you? Why should I constantly try to prove my truth to you if you're committed to misunderstand me? When you stand on your truth, when you stand on your boundaries, when you stand on choosing yourself, that's when you're powerful. Self-expression is a weapon against fear. The opposite of depression is expression. In order for us to not feel depressed, to not feel this and that, is to express ourselves in any way that is yours. Whether it's painting, writing, listening to music, dancing, writing music, filming, coloring, making something, making websites or whatever. I don't know what your thing is. But when you express yourself, there is no place for negative emotions. And why fear exactly? Because there are two primary emotions, love and fear. So all of the negative emotions stem from fear. But when you express yourself, when you put that fear or that worry or that resentment or that built up tension or whatever it is, when you put it out and express yourself, you free yourself. And you step into your own authenticity. You step into your unique power. And when you are in your unique power, there is no one like you out there. And you will be unstoppable. And you will be powerful. And you can do absolutely anything. When you're authentic to your core, to yourself, you are powerful. You're giving your power away when your spirit, when your emotions are screaming at you to be expressional. Is that a word? I don't know. And you're not doing it, then you will be stuck and drained again. Ask yourself, what has been the times that I have felt most free? Usually it's when you were creating. Even if it's walking in nature and creating your own path in nature. Self-expression is in countless ways it can be. Go out, explore yourself, become yourself. I don't like this saying you need to find yourself. I think this is modern spirituality, BS. How can we find ourselves if I'm already here? You know? If I'm already sitting here, where do I look for myself? I'm already here. Become yourself. And you can only become yourself through curiosity. Someone who is curious is also very highly intelligent. So train your curiosity and you will train your intelligence. And the more you train your curiosity with your thoughts, with your emotions, just as we were speaking about just now in this podcast, when you train your curiosity by the crafts that you're doing, or just going out and having a walk and just being curious about what's around you. It's very powerful when you can be curious internally, and then it's very powerful when you can be also externally curious. And that's how you're gonna raise your intelligence, is by being more and more curious about life, about everything. Once we are open to different things, that's when our intelligence grows. Usually people who are not curious at all, or people who deny absolutely every single thing, and they stick their whole lives to their belief systems that are honestly trash. You can see that they're truly the least intelligent people. Why? Because they have not once gone out of their way to be curious. And the more curious you are, the more you become yourself. The more you understand, okay, I like this, okay, I don't really like this. This is more my thing, this is not really my thing. This is someone I could see myself with, this is someone I could not really see myself with. Or maybe, what is it that I don't see myself with this person? What is it that makes this thing not my thing? What is it that I don't like in this thing? What is it that I like in this thing? Start asking questions. The more questions you ask, the more you understand yourself. And the more you understand, the more you become yourself. And the more you can self express in ways that are the most authentic and unique to you. Self trust is the final key. When you trust yourself, and how can we trust ourselves? As I said, when you take accountability, when you can stand on your business and stand on your truth, when you can validate yourself, when you can be curious about life, when you can feel your emotions, when you can heal, when you can surrender, that's when you start to become yourself, become whole. Self trust and self love and self confidence and self acceptance comes naturally. Accept yourself in all of your flaws. Accept yourself in all of the good parts and all of the beautiful parts. Look at what you have already done in your life. And it could be the smallest things. It can be external things, it can be internal things. Look at them and be proud of them. Be proud of them because no one is going to save you. No one is going to be proud of you if you're not proud of yourself. No one is going to love you if you don't love yourself. You need to give it to yourself first. And stop with this delusion that you need someone to love you. You need someone to give you that approval. You need someone to validate you. You need someone to understand you, to see you. What matters is that you see you, you understand you, you love you, you care for you, you are proud of yourself, you think you're confident. What happens in your brain is what you're gonna project, okay? And people can see if you're not confident because you don't believe it yourself. So constantly reprogram your mind. I am confident. I am proud of myself. Look at all of the things that I've done. As I said, these can be the smallest, littlest things ever. But I'm proud of me. I'm proud that I made my favorite meal yesterday. Start noticing little things in your life that you're proud about, that you love about yourself. Start focusing on the things that you love about yourself. Why are you constantly focusing on the things that are negative about you, that are your insecurities? Start loving those insecurities. Start telling to them, well, I actually love my tummy. I actually love my skin or whatever it is. Okay? I actually love how deeply I love and how deeply I feel. I am proud that I feel deeply. I am proud that I have such a big heart. I am proud that I have an open mind. I'm proud that I can be curious. Once you start constantly channeling this love inside of your head, it will transfer into your emotions and therefore into your physical reality. Because we're constantly speaking out of fear. Oh, I hate my legs. I hate that I have to do this, or I hate that I have this, or I hate that I feel so deeply. Why? Why are you focusing on that? That is the reality that you're creating. When you start to focus on love and thinking from the perspective of love, you start trusting yourself. You start gaining real confidence. Confidence that you cannot fake because you finally believe that you are confident that you are worthy, that you are deserving, because you are. And the reality is, we all are. No matter where we come from, no matter what we've been through, no matter what we've done in our lives, we are all worthy. Every single one of us. So, what makes you less than someone else? Exactly. Nothing. What's a difference between someone who loves themselves and someone who's confident and trusts themselves and accepts themselves and someone who's not? Is that that person actually believes in that. It's a matter of changing your perspective. And all of these things, self trust, and all of these things will come naturally to you. And when you know yourself, when you have become yourself, when you know yourself, you stop taking BS from people. You're no longer easily influenced. You're no longer easily to manipulate, gaslight, because you know you. You know you. You know that you love yourself. You know that you are confident, that you're worthy, and that you are deserving. And you know that if they disrespect you, that you will leave. No matter who they are, how long they've been in your life, how much they have meant to you, you will leave. That is power. And no one can take that away from you. No one. When you start to deeply believe in that, no one can take that from you. And there's no amount of manipulation, no person, no situation that can trouble you into thinking of yourself less. Because who are you to tell me who I am? So we can all do it. We can all be powerful in our own authentic, unique way. We are all deserving. We're all worthy. You are worthy. You are deserving of everything, of every good thing that you can experience and more. You are deserving of heaven. Okay? You're deserving of heaven on earth. Okay, this was a powerful one, and I think I was just dropping a bar after bar after this, truly. And I'm just, again, I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so excited for this journey. I'm so excited for this podcast. I had such great report from my last episode, and I just want to say that I'm deeply honored and loved, and I'm so grateful that you watch me and that you tune in and you listen to me, and I know that you will take from these episodes something that will better your life. Only you watching me and listening to this podcast, you're already steps forward, because even now you're listening to what I'm saying and it's coming into your awareness. And when it's coming into your awareness, that means real life change is happening. You've already taken steps forward, and I congratulate you and I'm proud of you. As for every single episode, I will give you 3 action steps based on the episode's topic that you can take, very simple action steps that you can take right now to step into your power. First, write down one thing that you've been wanting external validation for. Loud and clear, give that approval to yourself and decide that you no longer need permission to do this. Act on it within 24 hours. Second, choose one area of your life where you can take full responsibility starting today, with no blame, no guilt, no shame, just fully accepting yourself, your situation, your past experience, genuinely, naturally, easily allow yourself for the situation to be. And take accountability, take full responsibility. 3. Next time a strong emotion comes to you, ask, what is the gold in this? What is this emotion trying to teach me? If you do these 3 steps within the next 24 hours, I can already tell you your life is going to get better. 100%. And if you implement these things that I was talking about in this video, just write down in the comments. I really want to hear your reflections. Maybe you have some reflections while watching this video. I would love to hear that. So please, I encourage you to write it in the comments, or you can come back to this video in 24 hours or in a few days or in a week, and I would love to hear your stories, your reflections, and your experiences with these uh, steps, or with these mindset shifts. Okay, guys, this was a fun one. I love you all so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm so grateful. Again, I'm so, so grateful you are here. And I can't wait to see you next time for episode 3. My social media is linked in my description. So follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. And subscribe. Oh my God, subscribe and like and comment. Ah, I love you. Blessings. Bye bye.